how are you? Antonio, how are you? Chelsea Laduka, Ainemikisha Emma. Mr. Daniel Ranga, psychiatrist wa form words. Sophie Musiba. Charles, time management. Yeah, but I'm finally here. Tomorrow I'm doing a pre-purchase inspection, and yeah, I'll update you how that goes. I'm not going to spill the beans right now, but let me take you to the road. Nata, how are you today? Today I've used a totally different route, and I've tried to hack the network. Let me see if it works for me as I move. Let me try to see if it moves. It works as we move. Ka esiko mukawulira abansinikire muri ebinyu. Nabavuga ebyekigwagwa mubalaba abansinikire muri ebinyu. Nze bano mbaagala bano. Nzija ne nkuyimirira ne maaso ne tubeerawo. We are going to off-road today. Simanyo bye bitali binnya mubiraba. These are not potholes. This is us trying to give you an off-roading experience in Uganda. Ani amanyo oluguudo luno tuliruddawa. Tuliruddawa nalo, tuliruddawa bannange. Which road is this? Guess. Naye akasana ko mukalaba oba nsinikire muli ebi. Kuluga tujja jjogerako eyo. Not today though. Ka esiko mukawulira. Ayo banga ogule moroka. Gule moroka ogulenga atha. Gulyoke weeyagale. Otherwise. Nemwe bagayi muli mutya banna. Semutoka peka. Antonio. Akwekwe kaje wekwese naye ku Uganda ojimanyi. It's July, so the sun is expected. Man. Na ye omusana okumanya gwase. Nze bulijjo newana nti nyina tank ennene zaakaze ngenda kugula mazzi. Era today I called the truck, the water tank guy. Aleetereyo omutwalo gw'amazzi. Naye ate ndabye olukuba lwagala okutonyerera ne ngamba oba it will rain. Anyway, I have plenty of guys that have been calling me, telling me to try as much as possible to use at least 90% English. And I'm going to try. Yeah, so today, today, I am going to talk about why your car or new car basically will lose value. Because I totally understand that majority of us here want to buy new cars. But every time I think about the reasons that I'm going to share today, I end up not buying a new car. It's scary, really scary. You get? And in Uganda, if you have driven a number of cars in Uganda, you already know that new cars lose more value and faster than old cars. That is something that I know you already know if you have driven a number of cars in Uganda. Well, the reason I'm going to share. You're very true, Antonio. Adams, good evening. Talk about lorries, trucks too. I'm going to talk about cars in general today. Of course, with lorries, that's with commercial vehicles, it's a little different, so the value doesn't get lost that much. Hi Arthur, I'm a new fan here. On Monday, I'm purchasing a 2022 Corolla Cross from Sifao. What do you have to say? Slim Stone or Rimubede, you just buy. Corollas are very reliable cars. And at 0 mileage, I think I would even drive a Mazda if it were available and cheap. 0 mileage cars really have no problems. Just buy and enjoy. Buy and enjoy your car. Any Corolla. You're buying, you have a warranty of 100,000 kilometers. Just buy and enjoy. But it's one thing you need to understand. Of course, you're watching this broadcast, so normally I wouldn't discourage someone that has their car money from buying their new car. So just go and enjoy. Nange nete kama say jagenda Toyota or Sifa, whatever company will be owning the Toyota franchise then, and buy myself a brand new Toyota. I cannot buy a brand new Benz, however much I like Benzes, but I can buy a brand new Toyota. Now you need to understand that the reason why I'm putting AC is because Samsung is chamuka, and I don't want it to chamuka on me. So keeping a cabin very, very cool. So we are basically getting we have a cooler temperature in here than it would actually be than it is outside. Outside it's very hot. Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about reasons why new cars, basically new cars, but literally all cars, Mark II brand literally why all cars lose value. Importing a car for personal use, that I'll answer probably Friday. For the guys that are new to this channel, we have a Friday broadcast in the morning at 7:15, and that's when we ask all these random questions. Of course, even during the week you can ask the random questions, but Friday is set aside for questions. So today I'm not going to answer questions. The questions are related to the subject. The questions have to be related to the subject that I'm talking about for me to answer them. If I make a point and you think I should probably expound more, then you can ask me and I'll definitely answer. Yeah, if it doesn't rain today heavily, I have to buy water tomorrow, 10,000 liters, but it's okay. I buy 10,000 liters of water at 200,000, and that means I'm buying each liter at 20 shillings. Is it? Let me see. I buy so I'm literally buying every jerrycan, 20-liter jerrycan at 400 shillings, which is not a bad buy for people like me who have even bought a jerrycan of water at 1,000. And I know people who live in areas where they even have national water, and right now they're buying a jerrycan of water at 1,000. So good evening, Abby. Good evening, Funny Lifestyle. Yes, the podcast will also come on YouTube. I'll have two versions of the podcast. I'll have the version that can be accessed by everyone, and then the version by the guys that actually pay a membership fee to the channel. The membership only be 10,000 a month. That's very little. I'm going to buy a tank. So these moving tanks, the water tanks, they bring and pour in my tank. Old model. Those questions, Frank Waswa, are for Friday. Today I'm talking about a totally different topic. So if you have questions, Question Friday will come. During the week you can ask questions, especially on days when I have a title of you don't want to miss this. But when I have a topic that I'm talking about, I don't want to be answering questions. Questions should be reserved for Friday. Friday morning 7:15, that broadcast is reserved for questions. That's when I'll be answering that. We pay mobile money. You'll be paying via YouTube. You can use your Visa card. Yeah. Regards fuel consumption. And Alteza, that question is for Question Friday. That question is for Question Friday. Yes, good evening, Nick. Thank you for reminding us. Guys, like and share the broadcast. Like and share the broadcast. Let the broadcast go far. Anyway, so today I'm talking about reasons why your car will lose value. And I'm concentrating mostly on the new cars because it's normally when people buy new cars. And I have a number of friends that have gone to the bond and bought new cars. When people are going to buy new cars, they'll give you a number of reasons. Reason number one, a friend of mine told me that the reason why he went to the bond and bought a new car is because he saw his mother never going to the garage. Okay, not going to the garage for like 2 years. That's strictly the only reason why he bought a car. That's the only reason he bought a car. Unfortunately, within a year he was in the garage because a friend of his so within a year he was in the garage fixing the car. He fixed it very well, even personalized it a little bit, bought aftermarket headlamps and all that. So the car looks much better now. Okay, but that's not to say no matter what happens. Yeah, but that's one of the reasons that people give. They don't want to go to the garage. Okay, the other reason people give to buy new cars is because of the comfort. Okay, they also believe that old cars disturb and the new car will not disturb. But I remember there is a time I was in the garage, a year wiring. So I went to fix some wiring on my car, and a lady came driving a UBJ Toyota Hilux double cabin. And at that moment I was asking myself, why in the world would a new car UBJ be dying? Like, you come to the garage with UAM Namuka de Corolla. So yeah, but the UBJ was there. I had like a number of UBKs. There was even a numberless Sienta that came to the garage. It caught fire, so they were fixing it. And yeah, it caught fire when it was still in the bond. Yeah, so let me get right into it and try to explore the reasons why your car is going to be losing value. You need to understand, first of all, that losing value is the same thing as depreciation. For guys that use English, depreciation happens almost in everything we have: clothes, phones, us, our girlfriends, our boyfriends. The more you live with something, the more it depreciates in value, right? So, and you need to understand that the moment you buy a car and it becomes yours, the moment we can loses 10% of its value. And this is hard to believe, but it's a fact. Kobengo juguze mu Toyota Uganda, goba mu Sefao yagenda okugula Toyota Cross. Okay? It will lose 10% of its value the moment you drive it out of Sefao. It will lose 10%. Now, it means, I don't know how much the Corolla Cross is, maybe 80 million or 90 million. The moment you buy that car from Toyota Uganda, it will lose 9 million. If you buy it 90 million, the moment you pay for it and drive it out of the showroom, it will lose 9 million. There and then. Okay? There and then. It doesn't just happen to old cars. It even happens to the brand new cars. The moment you drive it out of the showroom like this way, papa, 9 million will be gone if you buy it 90 million. Now, if you buy it 80 million, the moment you drive it out of the showroom like this, it will lose 8 million. If you buy it 70 million, it will lose 7 million. If you buy it 60 million, pause meka. Toina be ready. What? So the moment you drive your car out of the showroom or out of the bond, it loses 10%. 10%. So I don't want you thinking that I don't want you thinking that we orokuba guze moroka ampia ntigwe eyo tegenda losing value nga ya Arthur. Those things they keep saying, "Wacha ogule moroka enkadde ejja nakusala n'empya zisala." That's a fact. So our local government decided to make like 500 meters of tarmac here. So I hope that's clear. Depreciation happens even to brand new cars. 10% is just the moment you buy it. Okay, it doesn't matter where you buy, by the way. The moment you buy a car, it's just my car didn't lose any value the moment I bought it. You know, I bought my car from Masaka. I bought my car from Masaka, deep in the village, and I bought it 5 million. When I got to Kampala, the first place I parked, a guy was giving me 6 million. And the offers have kept going up. But of course, the more I kept it, the more I inserted money, because you try to fix the car to fit your standard. Ono SC yajira munga akola sagala muwulire nti obane SC namukola bukozi. SC yajja akola. I bought my car with working SC. I just refilled the gas. It was working but not making very cold. So the coldness you feel right now on the broadcast, I refilled the SC. So anyway, after you drive your car for 1 year, the first year and the preceding years, your car can lose value of 15% per annum. 15 to 20% per annum. Okay? Now, in countries where people are poor, where people can't have access to credit like Uganda, of course the depreciation can go a little lower after the first year. Because after the first year, your car will lose like typically 20%, and after it will slow down a little bit depending on what car you're driving. Like if you buy a Primo, Vista Adeo Mujirabi, kati ekikuze motoka nginyida bwetyo nogisenda bitwamukofuka mu nfufu kiki bannange. Anyway, you to pay. So we buy cars that typically don't lose value, like the Primo. You buy cars like the Spacio. You buy cars like the what car? Primo, Spacio. Karauma losing value, losing. But Primo, Spacio, those I'm sure. Fielder, my Corolla. Those cars don't really lose a lot of value. Of course, they can losing the new value. But the Rumion is losing value very fast. I don't know why. I have no idea. Anyway, so now that we have understood what depreciation, how depreciation works, it's important for you to understand why your car will lose value, especially for you guys that are buying new cars or bond cars. It's important that we understand this, okay? I'm not answering any questions today, guys. I'll answer questions on Friday. Question Friday is when I'll be answering questions. So every car loses value, guys. Every car loses value, okay? But how much value your car loses will depend on this number of things. Of course, I've told you that every car typically loses between 15 to 20% to 25% every year. And then of course, there is a cap. Like it reaches a certain level and it's no longer losing value. Okay? It loses like my Corolla. Like you're not going to get a Corolla that is moving anywhere on the road below 8 million. That's a cap. That's the lowest my car can lose value. The Primo new model, the lowest it can lose value, however old, will be 10 million. That's the cap. Never ever Toyota Primo getting new model. I'm talking about the new model. Never ever UAM. 10 million is the cap. It will not go below 10 million. If it goes below 10 million, the engine is blown, gearbox is blown. It's typically not a car. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So I'll make it clear, I'm not answering any questions that are not related to what I'm talking about. And yes, that the person loses value, every car loses value. There is no car that doesn't lose value. It depreciates. I think losing value is a little rough, but depreciation is a better word, right? Roman, over time, the refrigerator needs to be charged back for effective cooling. I have no idea what you're saying, Alan. But it cools actually. It cools. I want the blowing fan. Yeah, but it actually cools. But what does that mean, Alan? How do you do that? The refrigerator needs to be charged back. Oh, Chenakora, that's what you're saying here. How do you feel this SC7? Come on. The backbenchers. Now, do you feel the SC? Eh? The backbenchers. You okay? If you can't feel the cold, at least hear the sound of the SC. Eh? Yes, Vianney, Mr. Lucius. Banana guy, you share the broadcast, like and share your 32. Let's share. Let's get into reason number one why cars lose value. Reason number one is buying when you're not ready as a person. Buying when you're ready. Remember when we talked about the we talked about I don't know if you remember us talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how it should influence when you buy a car. I'm sure you remember that very well. So Maslow says, gives us the level of life, like the levels of comfort, I can say, or the levels of advancement in life quality. And yeah, there's a video on Maslow's hierarchy. If you don't remember, you can go back and rewatch it. So I'm thinking that the guys that are at the bottom of the pyramid should not be buying cars. They should not. I find that even if it's for business, rent the car. It's better if you rent the car and accumulate money, get out of that level of the basic need level, and then you can probably buy a car at the next level. That's what I think. That's what I think. If you're still struggling to buy food, you should not be owning a car. If you're still struggling to buy clothes for your body, for your kids' bodies, you should not be buying a car. That's my thought, definitely. But now, Salumini Wori, Pisa Jenaita Anguro, but then do you tell you? But then really did that. But then really did that. Because the next, but then the G. So if you buy a car when you're not ready, it's definitely going to lose a lot of value. Now, if you buy a car and you're buying out of excitement, like there are plenty of people that buy cars because Max is the car, and Rumion is the car. Jagala menvu gammekaago kagebiri ga mirundi ebiri amanene nga mangi nga manene nga mangi nga galiko n'ennyongeza. Yeah, so if you buy when you're not ready, you're basically going to struggle. I find that before you buy a car, especially the new cars, because a new car will come with a high ticket. You're going to buy a new car expensively. Now, if you buy a new car when you're not ready, you have to think about your income. Okola sente mmeko omwezi. Era gateeke okubaka tebagalya lumu. Yeah, tebagalya lumu kati gano bajjaggalya in 2 days. Anyway, so if you buy when you're not ready, you have not looked at, you have not projected. Me, I remember when we were talking about having kids with my wife, then she was my girlfriend. She wanted 5. And I used to ask her, why do you want to have 5 kids? And she chose to say, because my mom had 5 kids and we are happy. And then I asked her, but what was the quality of your life? And then the quality of life wasn't so good. And then I asked her, are you sure that's the quality of life that you want your kids to have? And the answer was definitely no. So we kept going back and forth. Let's have 3, let's have, and for me the maximum was 2. We went to the level of me saying, you know what? For me, Nzenga Arthur, the number of kids I can manage is 2. It's already too much. If you want to have more kids, we can say abana be batwawula nali njagala bangi nga ayagala batono. I find that it's a very good reason. Like if you having more kids is more important than you being with me, then we can part our ways. Because a kid is not a car until mwana bwajambula mubo osobola okumwejjako kumwejjako. So me, I felt like 2 was the maximum. But when she had the 2 kids, with time she realized that every kid is 100% of work, and the more kids you have, just multiply the 100 percentages. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, the reason I'm bringing that example is for you to understand that you need to understand how much are you going to earn in the next couple of months. Are you sure the kind of lifestyle you've gotten in is something you can manage? You don't want to buy a new car when you're not ready. You don't buy a car because otunze plot yettaka. You don't buy a new car out of excitement. Wano ndi ku lusozi sivaawo no matter what. Wano sivaawo no matter what. Kuba network wekwatidde. Lusozi sigenda na kuvaa ukambere umalirize broadcasting endemu. So anyway, yeah, so if you buy a car when you're not prepared, it's definitely going to lose value, because if you don't see the amount of responsibility you have, Tabula, how are you? If you don't see the kind of responsibility you have, because one thing you understand, when we were still at campus, high school, when we had phones, when you got a problem, the first thing you would sell is what? Now, I'm talking about guys that went through the life that I went through. We are not really well off. Now, you don't just call your dad and say, Mpenezayo kasente. Me, I started hustling when I was 16. So I had no one to call. I literally had no one to call. So when we still had phones as the prize possession, every time you had a problem, the first thing you wanted to sell was the phone, right? Now but when we advance, the first thing you want to sell when you have a problem is the car. Okay? Now, if you don't project, because me bana mwana ntukubiye mfufu mwana avuga handa tunayaje kachokanka makati bwe kutukako negwa wali. Yeah, so Daniel, that's too much money for one man, right? Amina Devo King, I'm good. I hope you're good also. So, the number one reason why your new car is going to lose value is that you buy without projecting. Me, I live with projections. Majority of the time, I look at what I am to project what I will be. Okay, I look at what I am, what I was, and then I project what I will be. So when I was talking about the point of kids, one thing I forgot is that I kept asking my wife, if because I made the calculations of how much a kid might need minimum. If you take your kid to the normal schools, you also student million school fees. That means a kid pays 3 million every 3 terms, and a kid needs what was that amount? Because our kids go to school for 7 years, primary, secondary 6 years, and then university about 3 years. So nabara sente ngomwana yetaga, I think, how much did I calculate? It's 3 million times about 13. It's about 13. That's about 39 million. Then ugateko na sasa million muka ku university. That's if your kid takes a normal course. Currently, that's about 45 million. But if your kid doesn't pay 6 million at university for the 3 years, then so 45 for only school fees. Now gatako the medication that you're going to take your kids to hospital. You're going to dress them, you're going to feed them, VD, pocket money. So basically, you need about 90 million for every child from the time you have them up to the time they finish university. If your child needs about 95 million in their lifetime, how much do you need to make every year for you to be able to sustain the number of kids you want? That's how I looked at it from my angle, and I decided that was a very substantial amount of kids to have. Yeah. So now you need to use the same math if you buy into my school of thought, and then use the same kind of math before you buy a car. Then went back to the point of view, not being ready to buy that new car or that car. You need to think to yourself, if this car crashed and it cannot be restored, can I buy it? Can I buy an equivalent of it? Can I replace it? Now, normally I would say, if you can't replace it, don't buy it. Same thing I've been telling guys. If you have 30 million, don't buy a car of 29 million. If you have 30 million, buy a car of 15, keep 15. Why? That car will need to take fuel. Nabagama nasekera ze neighbor wange aliko avuga UBM ngemusiseko okitegeera kati nzo wa UAM tesikanga ko ate tegenda kusikako kati UBM, why did you buy UBM nga zi UBJ waliyo zi UBD ze wali guzenga namu nosugaza mu ezamafuta? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Okitegeera, I think buying new as for business, it's hard to recover its cost, and of which you bought it expensively and competing with those with second-hand cars. Exactly, Mr. Lucius. If you buy a new car for business, you're competing with guys that are driving UAA that are maintaining. And normally that's a discussion. Anyway, and you need to understand that we drive cars here. Typical middle class person, I would say, drives a car that is like 10 years old. Europeans and Americans, normally when we read blogs on Google, we watch videos, we are watching content that created by people from countries that drive brand new cars. And then we want that content to make sense here, which might never work. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So and the first thing I told you was that a car, moment you drive it away, it has lost 2 million. It has lost 2 million. You buy a car that is 70 million, it loses 7 million the moment you drive it away. And then it keeps losing that 7 million every year until it reaches its cap, because every car has a cap. I'm fine, Moses Adams. I hope you're very fine. So the reason number one why it loses value is buying when you're not ready. And not ready might mean so many things. You know, they used to tell us, you guys, me, I enjoyed having my first child. I was ready. Ngateba ina cheba banka sukira bill, and I would do boo. Nenji kasime badiza sente. Nemanga katweta kachira boo. Ekintu kimwe kya bang. Nti nali nyino kugula formula. I bought like 10 tins of formula, and each tin was 90k. Which tegeera. So in like the first week, because Aban yali anywa amata, in the first couple of weeks, I spent about 900,000 on formula alone. I never projected formula. The pampers I projected, the food for the mother I projected, all those things I projected. Na ye formula sa projecting. But anyway, to very you. Reason number 2 why your car is going to lose value is the color. You know, when in a bond or when in the dealership, almost all cars look nice. Purple, green, blue, pink, dark yellow, light yellow, brownish, tangerine. You know, when you go to see new cars in the bond, especially bonds of cars of people that are not experienced, you see all sorts of cars. I look at these guys that import using before they import their own cars from there. They forget that the car influences how much a car is sold after you drive it for the first time. You get what I'm saying? So the car, because people in Uganda typically love like 4 colors: silver, gray, white. Okay? Silver, gray, and white. And some people like black. There are cars that are not liked in black. Like the people that drive Kaundo can like black. The people that drive Subaru can like black. But it's rare to find a person that drives a Spacio new model wanting black. You get what I'm saying? So if you buy the wrong color for your car, definitely it's going to lose value very fast. The other reason why your new car is going to lose value is if you buy poorly. Let me tell you one thing. I went to Sifao. So it was then Toyota Uganda, and I wanted to get an invoice for the Toyota salary. It's not like I could afford it. No, I just wanted to breathe in the blessing. So I went to Toyota Uganda, talked to the receptionist. Told her, I want to know what is the cheapest car you have here. I thought they would tell me the cheapest car was like 30 million, and then but he told me 72. Now I know the Toyota standard goes way low, but she told me 72. Then send me an invoice to my email, and I walked away. It's not like I could afford it, but they sent me the email either way. So she sent me an invoice of 71 million, and yeah, I looked at it. That's what I wanted to do. It's not like I wanted to buy it. So, but if you buy poorly, like you say, it's 72 million. If you have a lot of money, you can pay the 72 million. You need to bargain even at Sifao, or at Motocare, or at motors. You need to bargain, which take it. And especially if you're buying a new car from the bond, bargain a lot. If you can move around like 10 bonds, move around them. Which take it. If you can, if you have the time. Okay, if you know a bond that is very affordable, go to that one. Don't go to the others. Which take it. Why? Because a new car, sometimes it doesn't really matter what class of car it was imported. It will lose value. So if you buy poorly, like if like there is a guy on TikTok that said he bought a Sienta 28 million, and when he was selling, they were giving him 18. I don't really remember what the thing was, but it was something close to that. And these reasons that I'm telling you guys are some of the reasons why his car lost value. Now, a car, and he did not mind about fuel consumption of that car because, well, looking at the other cars that are in the same price range, it's a better car. And a car that is 2.4 liter and it's not an SUV is going to lose value very fast. Banabagama Nissan Fuga, Mark X. Oh, your car is going to lose value. Fuel consumption influences the value lost. Now, that point of value, yes, Afande, that point of your car losing value because of fuel consumption, Kaja Kwatagana with the very last point that I'll give you on why your car loses value. Now, the other reason why your car is going to lose value or will lose or loses value is the type of car you buy. Let me tell you this. Subaru, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, Mazda, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Opel, Volvo, say whatever type you would like, they all lose value faster than the Toyota. The type of car you buy will influence the value you lose. You see, a Toyota can lose 10% the moment you drive it off the parking lot. The moment you drive it out of the bond, it loses 10%. Let me tell you one thing. The Volvo, the Volkswagen, the Mazda will lose 30% the moment you drive it out of the bond. If not even 50%. Now, you can argue all you want, but I've seen someone buy a Mazda n'agigula million 2 mu bond n'atuko gitunda nga bamuwa 8 nga tandagivuga yadde emyezi 4. Okitegeera, so how much did it lose? It lost more than 50% of its value. So the other thing why your car is going to lose value, it's basically very simple: maintenance and condition. If your car is in good condition, you see, the brokers that are sharp, especially the brokers that sell from outside the bonds, you know those dealers, they have associations. You subscribe to an association and you can park around the bond whenever you want. There's a time I was going to buy a Mark II at 6 million. The time I bought my Mark II at 3.5, there was another Mark that I really wanted. No, I offered them 5 million. That was my last. But the Mark II was really nice. And you know what made it very nice? Is when I came to inspect the car, guy ya judge vuga ngirimu AC, ngirimu ka screen wano ngakalaga TV. Oh, the AC beat me. Yali yagitekamu obutaala wano. Okitegeera. So how you maintain your car, how it looks will give it a lot of value. And on that note, I'm going to put seat covers in my car. Mukazi wange, yeah, she seems to think that seat covers will give it more value in her eyes. So I'm going to buy her seat covers. So maintenance and the condition of your car, or the perceived condition of the car, because there is condition and then the perceived condition. What do perceived condition? Someone can look at your car and think it's really in good condition, but is it really in good condition? Well, that's the perceived, and then there's the actual condition. Now, work on the perceived condition more than the real condition. Can't you see my car? It's really old. The person looks at my car, they say, but in actual sense, it's newer than some UBKs. When we get to the road, some UBKs will not go where I go. Which take it. So kat condition here, there's a perceived, work on the perceived more than you work on the actual condition. Because when someone wants to buy your car, they'll not care about the real condition, they'll only care about the perceived condition. Work on the things that can dupe the mechanics to think your car is the best. Work on the condition that can dupe the person buying to think it's the best, because at the end of the day, that's what you people care about. Center is happy before you buy it, and notice buyers ain't willing to cough. No. After you buy it, it drops. So the other reason why your car is going to lose value is you want to do what they call barter trade. So I take my car, they give me a Sienta. Whoa! They will say your car is worth 2 million. I'm telling you. And I actually someone from here, Yampe is a primo old man. He was telling me I wanted to do exchange and get a Corolla like yours. Like, why would you do exchange? Okuja kwanga the car abantu abakola exchange batunga emoloka emulemeredde. People that have Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, they do exchange because they have no one to buy their car. So they decide to do exchanges. And that's how it happens. That's how exchange. Barter trade works for only people that have failed to hold on to their cars, that have no one willing to buy the cars. But if there are people willing to buy your car, sell your car. Take your time. Topapa. Which take it. Then, of course, the very last reason why your car is going to lose value, especially the new one. Value decreases. The value of your car will decrease if you are trying to sell. Only if you're trying to sell. You be with your car and you don't want to sell. It's valuable. You don't know how many people want to buy my Corolla. Many, because I'm not selling. The moment I try to say I'm selling, you will see how the value dips. Value of your car dips the moment you want to sell. Which take it, mostly 2.4 liter cars and about car prices drop faster, definitely. You people, price drops very fast if you're trying to sell your car. That's one thing you don't need to ever forget. Because government in Tunda, the value is going to drop faster than a hyena. No, faster than a cheetah. The cheetah is the fastest animal, right? Isn't it the antelope? It's the cheetah. And not just the car, houses, land. The moment you say I'm selling my plot, they will start selling your one. National water one. People give you reasons why your land has no value. But only if you're selling. But you don't be selling. Like I wanted to buy one of my neighbor's plots. I don't even know my neighbor. So I told the broker that I want to buy that land. And the land should be around 15 maximum. But for me, it will not need to be 16. It has to be 12 maximum for me. So the broker gets back to me and says, the lady has said she's not selling, but if you give her 17, she will sell to you. I told him, let her keep the land. Let it be there. We wait. You get? So because she's not selling, the value is up. But the moment she comes to me when she has a problem and she wants to sell, do you know how much I'll be buying? 7. So we can go up from there. And she says, can I give me 12? Let me add 500. Let me give you 7.5. She says, I bought there 11. Okay, I bought 10. You give me what I bought. And I say, I want to give you, but I don't have. Okay, I can give you what you bought if I pay installments. I give you 3 now. 3 months, I give you another 3. And then I give you the balance. And then what would be the thing? If you really need, the moment you say you're selling, your item loses value faster than you get. So if the number one tip for your car to not lose value, don't sell. Or don't say you're selling. Just keep your car there and say you're not selling. Like me, I tell you, if you want to buy my car, bring 15 million. Talk to me nicely. Give me a pizza, not pizza. Give me a pizza. Come with the juice. It needs to be organic juice that has some of those things they say that are the brown things. What beetroot? You put some katonkuma in the juice. Those things that Dr. Kassen recommends that we drink. You go and blend them. You bring a very big bottle, 2 liters, and then you give me pizza. I eat as you come with disposable cups because we have to share the juice. We don't share the pizza, but we share the juice. So you put juice in the disposable cup. I drink as I eat pizza, and then I think about if I want to sell my car to you at 15 million. If you're not selling, the value of the car shoots up in the sky. That's why I tell you guys, don't buy a car before you're prepared. If you buy a car worth 15 million and you don't have 15 million in your account, time is going to come when you need 15 million and the only thing you'll think about selling will be your car. And at that time, it will not be 15 million, it will be 7. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. 2.4 cars are for performance, which 95% of Ugandans don't need. For to fire economy. Exactly. Arthur, this question can't wait Friday. Compare for me Harrier 2.4. Those cars will use the same fuel. There's nothing to compare there. The engine size is the same. Yeah, so now how your car can increase in value, by the way. Because we have talked about value decreasing or your car value depreciating, but we have not talked about when it appreciates. The value of your car can actually appreciate. It can appreciate. the value of your car can appreciate, okay? But under only one circumstance. It can appreciate if there is demand for that car. You see my Corolla here, it's manual, right? Now, if someone wanted the manual Corolla, and the only other manual Corolla that is in the market, used car market, is 45 million, because it's either a 20. The Corolla is also up, and it's 15. There are only 2 Corollas in Kampala that are manual, but this person strictly wants a manual Corolla. You get what I'm saying? And I get wind of the price 55. Do you know that I would say I'm selling 18 and I'm giving brokers 1 million? He would come, they would make sure he buys it at 18 million. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So the value of my car will shoot because there is demand. That's why normally when someone calls me up and they want to buy a car, I normally tell them demand if you drive it for a year or 2, or why you don't care. Some people don't care about resale value. They just want to buy and drive their cars. But that's something you need to think about. Is there a time, will there be any time that your car has demand? Me, I know that there will come a time when someone wants a manual car, and there is no manual car in Kampala. Obanga audio Hilux is okay. That's the time for me to make money. That will be the only time for me to sell, because there are no other cars. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. The only time the value of your car will increase is if there is demand for it and there are no cars on the market. So for a person that wants to sell their car and they don't want to lose value, and selling is for so many reasons. You don't necessarily have to be broke or something. Sometimes you sell your car because you want to upgrade. So let's say you want to sell your car. If you have 30 million, buy a car of 15 and keep 15 million on your account. 15 million should keep you going. So tell brokers. I told someone this. I think they WhatsApped me. And they sent me 50k for consultation. So anyway, so he was asking me why his car it doesn't have value. And I told him the very same thing that I'm going to tell you. Tell brokers that you're selling and be quiet. Tell them the price you're selling. Find the real value of your car. At your music wangi. Taina copyright issue name. What about a sound service history for the car? Does it count? In Uganda, service history doesn't count. People don't really care about service history. In Uganda, I've realized that the one thing that most people care about is the mechanic. Like you remember the story that I gave you of the guy that negotiated, reached the price with the seller, 13.5. They even negotiate the price, and she says, I'm coming tomorrow. If it's good, I pay. He comes with the mechanic. The mechanic asks for 500,000 from the seller. The seller refuses to give him 500,000. The mechanic tells the buyer the car is bad. The buyer says to get on fully the endara. You get what I'm saying? When you're going to go and buy a car, be very careful who you go to buy a car with. Because and I keep telling you, when you take someone for pre-purchase inspection, pay them. So service history, Alan, doesn't count in Uganda. I used to see people again to those things don't matter. No, they don't. I want to buy a Hyundai Tucson, but I don't know if in Uganda I will find a garage who knows. Why do you want to buy things that we don't have? Don't buy it. My mom's UW has disturbed her for 3 years. She told me she's going by 2023 Kia Sportage. Why doesn't she just buy the cars that I've seen? I've told you guys, at my kids' school, there is a lady that was driving a Kia. I think the Sportage. That was sweet. Arthur, despite the loss in value, what do you consider the fact that we also lose money when we maintain cars, for example, replacing an engine, paint works, tires, etc.? That's not losing value. No, that's you maintaining the car. You can count it as losing value, but I'll ask you a simple question. If you go and take antimalarials, are you losing value? No, you're gaining value. You're taking antimalarials to make sure that you're healthier so that you can do more work. I'm not losing value. No, I'm actually keeping the value. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Because my car, for me, a car is not a liability like most people say. My car has made me more money than I put in it. The kind of journeys I've taken with this car, the businesses I've cracked with this car, I'm way more than a Moroke Yange Sijibanja. I'll talk about the Kluger on Friday, Musa. Friday, 7:15 a.m. You can come and ask me that question. We don't, if we maintain, we don't really lose money. The math in maintenance is this is normally a conversation I have with people when they want to buy new cars. Is it worth you buying a new car thinking that the new car, with the new car you save more money than I who has an old car? Is it really worth it? And then I start calculating for people. You buy a new car, you drive tires for 2 months, you put new tires. You buy a new car, the first thing you do is service. The same thing with me. I know someone that bought a Vanguard, because the cars in the bond, most of them you don't even get just to drive it. December 2022. We drove it around the bond, but you can't take it out of the bond. So it says that the environment in the bond determines what car you buy. If the environment is okay, chances are high you're not going to be able to so maintenance of a car, I don't want to consider that as losing money. What you need to understand is don't buy a car. Car is almost, mark my word, almost equivalent to me taking medicine. I need this car to move every day. Monday to Friday, I have to go to work. I have to take my kids to school. My wife has to go to work. So we need this car. Maintaining is one way for us to make sure we keep business moving. Keeping it on the road is important. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So I can't be losing value in maintaining my car. Good evening, Arthur. I think the value can also increase if you bought it at a very good price. Say, if the person you bought it from had issues. Yes. It doesn't, actually, it doesn't really increase as in, yes, you can get more money than you bought it, but the value doesn't really increase as in, you just balance the boat. You just sell the real value. Vista, I've already talked about Vista, my brother. It's my role. Arthur, help us classify the vehicles which lose value rapidly. Mbagambi Erika, I think cancel no good Nissan. Don't Toyotas lose less, don't lose as much value as other types. Okay? But even among Toyotas, there are some Toyotas that lose value. Kasienta koka tukamanyika losing value. The Rumion loses value. I wouldn't recommend that you buy a Rumion. The next car that I predict will lose value will be the Toyota Rush. Why? People have bought the Toyota Rush because they want to have an SUV experience consuming the fuel of a Toyota Corolla. And when they get families, they will quickly realize that the Rush doesn't really make more sense. They want to sell. Now, does it make sense for you to buy a car where you put a tire that costs you as much as the tire of a RAV4? Buying the car at a price as much of a RAV4. Yet, with the RAV4, I take a RAV4 in Mpiazi ina ingi nezitanywa. So very soon the Rush will also the real SUVs are the ones that don't really lose value. These copycat SUVs, because the Rush is katika Rush kachi. Is it SUV, mini SUV, chiche babalimba kati. But if you're buying a car and you don't want it to lose as much value as possible, just buy a Toyota. Toyotas don't lose as much as other types of cars. I have to be home for something, so network will be going off a little, but we have to manage it when a game park won't. Arthur, help me. No, mechanics have done. They only recommend a car when they have a commission. Exactly. That's because you guys don't pay them. But of course, makanika ebisere makanika nebo musasula. Nebo musasula ebisere bimu ajja kwagala ali eri. That's why me I make sure to supervise my mechanics. Sikukiriza genda ngoli weka. Now this song is my own song. Omanyi naliko omuyimbi. This is one of the songs I did. I think I did like 3 main songs, and this is one of them. Ero mulunyumirweko. No copyright. Calling out to them, Bagoba, Barumia, Bagala, extra man. Yeah, let me see this question. I don't know whether it's people wrong perception, but majority of Ugandans think that buying a car from the bond saves them the stress than when they buy an old car driven locally. Yes, Adams, I think it's just people that don't want the trouble, and I also people have made more they have gotten more problems buying old cars because they buy the wrong cars. There's a time I felt like that. But with time you start realizing the only reason you should buy a new car from the bond is if actually you can afford that car. Don't buy a new car from the bond if you can't afford it. If you need to have extra money, like I've told you, if you have 15 million, if you have 20 million on the account, buy a car that is 10 million, keep the 10 million. Because it will require maintenance. That's why she say every time. But tell her everything. Okay, man. Tasha. The IST. I don't really think the IST is going to lose any value. The IST has its target market. The target market for IST is very clear and it's not going to go away. The target market for IST is the young corporates, and they are going to continue buying the IST, young corporates and women. The rush, I don't know about that. Toyota technology might not match other car brand, but resale value is better. Yes. Nyongezeko Antonio. I tell you that, but you don't care. You don't give a damn, you don't dare. My number one girl, you rule my world. You took my heart, I never apart, but you make me beg. You make me beg. Every time I come over, you make me beg. But why? Watch your nimbo, 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 ninza. Watch your nimbo, 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 ninza. Sirina motoka, Sirina kabanja, Sirina bling. Give me some love, be my better half. I promise I will never let you down, my girl. Jewelry, dollar bills, many things don't mean nothing. Why are people overpricing Alex, Ranix? Chitoko, I think people are overpricing Alex because it has demand. Your car will appreciate in value if it has. Like a person that bought a UBA Alex 2 years ago is basically selling the Alex the same money or even more than what he bought it. Because you people, mutijisize morokezo. Almost every person that have inspected cars for wants the Alex. Almost. Why? I don't know. Maybe the Alex looks good for you. And that's the reason why the Alex is being sold at a very high price. The demand is there and the demand is high. So basically it's going to be highly priced. So Kati, the only way for the Alex price to go down is if you guys stop wanting to buy it. Numbia game paka najiyingidda. Around and round. I love you so, I need you so, I never leave you so. Girl, I tell you this every day, every night, that I really feel you, I can't deny. Give us a chance, you and I, you and I, you and I. Give us a chance, you and I, you and I, you and I. Nari won't be said of young, no. On Lwaki onninza nze naliwo sirina kabanja sirina bling njagala kuwa some love be my better half I promise I will never let you down my girl lwaki onnimba lwaki onninza nze lwaki onnimba nothing gonna last for long. Time does not wait. Okay, man. Pastor Sete and Alex. If you're the Pastor Sete and Alex, definitely the Alex is very expensive right now. You find that the Alex is much more expensive than the Pastor Sete. But I find that in terms of value, the Pastor Sete will give you more value. And in case there is a car that comes and replaces the Alex in the future, the Alex value will dwindle. Which again, yes, the Pastor Sete gives you more seating capacity. Which again, so for me personally, I would think that the Pastor Sete gives you more value. And I find that it's the price is much more fair than the Alex. So for me, the Pastor Sete will beat. Taito. Olumba Luita Rwacho Nimba. Okay, man. I used to call myself Okay Man. Some of my hobbies and OGs from high school call me Okay Man. Mugambe walete zitowa wasaba hari ya tota flow. Mugambe walete zitowa no matter what she has to let her go. Walete zitowa bana bademu bagalali na do. This one is called Walete Zitowa. That wallet is to abalu kuba ku radio Kampala nga sasude ya de 10 naye bwe batu bwabala bakuba weeks ngapi ngala sasula ne balujjayo ebyango twala butwazi nkuwa buwi olinga ntadde mu chupa bagoba balumya bagala extra man Sete ye play your mind bawala basubira nyama bakwasa mapera ewafe sebe moroke ezo mulembe jeziri zizo nono kamule kampisi iyo so Pajero ne Subaru yiyo yeziri moroke ezo mulembe Bela stela atizinga ngolo bomutwala a shopping bwamala nga waving a finish line bye bye nga stepping Bela stela atizinga ngolo bomutwala a shopping bwamala nga waving a finish line bye bye nga stepping that's what the girl sing as she say tell her the wallet is heavy yo wait sabo naliwo mbisera byange mwe bagayi bafani banga basooka nainako bafani nga bamatira ngabimapita mukubaga okay man one reason I left the music industry is one reason I left the new cars. I realized in the music industry I need a songwriter, I need a producer, I need a video producer, I need a promoter. There's so many people that are involved that control your career that if you can't keep up and do a lot of favors, a lot of dirty work or inzo butamarako, you need a lot of luck. Ina music wempulanga akubye nengamba banange, this is real luck. Ngambotufu mukisa bukisa. I'm also going to make a song. Whenever you want to do something, do it. Me, I've done almost everything I've ever wanted to do. I have 15 million. Which car can I go for? 15 million. With 15 million now, but you can get an Alteza, you can get a Mark II Grand. 15 million, you can get a Wish in old number plate. You can get Paso, Sienta, Subarus. Yes, so many cars that you can get. Depends on what you want, definitely. That's one of the last songs I did. That's the last song I did actually. Ngefumu walalira mu mutima gwange sitoba. You make my life easy. Tofana na balala topapala. When I'm down, when I'm up, you're stuck with me. Imirigo nozigumira ingambe ziyitinga nagwe toziwulira tugwabigo netevuluka tumalirize nkera nga tuli fembi. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Keep it by my side, you will stuck with me, girl. Mwe, today ku topic tujimalirize. Reasons your new car will lose value. Reason number one is you buy when you're not ready. So, or you have sold 2 of your plots. So now you have 30 million. Decide, let me go to the bond and buy myself a new car when you're actually not ready. I normally tell you guys, if you're going to buy a car, make sure if you have 30 million, buy a car of 15 to 20 million and keep some car money for emergencies. Because majority of the time, the people that sell their cars very cheaply, their new cars cheaply, they sell them because they did not prepare for the rainy day. Sende zonanga bwe yazina yazigula muchi. Yazigula mu moroka. And then natuka akaseera nga yetaga sente nga kyalina okukola kutunda moroka. So be ready before you buy a new car, especially the guys that go to the bonds. You really need to think. Muve ku poko w'abantu ne moroka enkadde etawanya. I've helped people buy old cars and they are still happy because the makanika. Sometimes you just have to think about what is good for you versus what you want. The other reason why your car will lose value very fast is, of course, this is sometimes, okay, it applies a lot. The color of your car. Temugena muboni ne maraga kulabi color purple, pinky, deep blue, red. Those cars, first of all, they are very expensive to respray. But secondly, mulaba makubo gafemwe. Gamga government take order. Did have a chorus what you did. Anyway, I'm just showing you how nice this place looks. This farm belongs to an Amejeno, this side, and then this side. One on both sides it is land. So the third reason why your car is going to lose value is buying poorly. Make sure when you go to the bond to buy, you negotiate. Buy from the best offer. Get the best offer. Techikuyamba genda mbanonga you're bragging. It's a moroki yange najigula nsafu ngabarabazi gula 5. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Nti other people are buying the car at 50 million. We're not going to jigule 75 because you want to show them the boss. Make sure you get the best offer in the market. If you buy poorly, your car will lose value. Because if a car typically loses 10% when you drive it off the bond, off the parking lot, then category losing the 10%. It has lost 10% of the actual value and the extra money that you have paid. I don't know if I make sense. The other reason why your car loses value is fuel consumption. The higher the fuel consumption, the higher the resale value will actually go. You buy a 2.4 liter Mark X Nissan Fuga, the value is going to dip more. Actually, if you're going to buy a car from the bond, I would recommend that you buy only 2 liter and below. That's what I recommend. Tewali songe guza 2.4 liter. Tell you, you're not going to ever use that performance anyway. Yeah, that comfort is also Mark X is very comfortable. Simanyan is Toyota Crown. You don't really need that comfort. Mumoto kotura mu bangaji. Like typically me, I sit in my car a lot of time. Like now, I've sat in it an hour, but I'm working. I'm on YouTube. I'm working. You guys are going to give me money. I'm going to pre-purchase inspection. I'm going to make money. That's why I'm in my car longer than a typical Ugandan. But a typical Ugandan sits in their car for 40 minutes when going to work, 40 minutes when going back home. Kati, why are you investing in so much comfort? For what? So the other reason why your car is going to lose value is the type. Volkswagen because Volkswagens are comfortable. Njagara Volvo because it's safe. Why are you driving in unsafe environments? Mwana wa started to buyu. Nga started kasubire started. Ubante ebye bulungi. Kakosa kano hatchback. Kamukalaba. Kali ku UAD. Neka kyaliko naye kati yali enfu. Ho. Tali nga fa bali mu SC. So I don't know if I make sense, you guys. That when you're buying a car, make sure that you buy the right type. Then the other reason why you lose value in your car is you wanting to do better trade. Now I have an old Mark X, I want to get a new one. Let me just go and do better. You lose value. Sometimes you even lose a good car for a bad one. Then the other reason why your car loses value is you wanting to sell. The moment you want to sell your car loses value. I've given an example with my car. The Morocco yange value ayeri waguru because I don't want to sell. How much are you going to give me to replace my car? Teddy. And then I've also given you the one reason why your car will increase, the value will appreciate in value. The value will appreciate in your car, with your car, because there is demand for that type of car. The people driving past your new models, Alex, it's up because there is demand. Abantu bazagala. So that was our broadcast for today. Let me just go through these comments. I personally think a Paso Sete is a better alternative for Sienta. Much better. It looks better. It has much more comfort. Even the rear seats are much better than the Sienta's back seats. You have better songs than these local artists. I know. I feel that like that sometimes. Music video mukisa. Chovora abantu ambali ita dogo. Nze siri ita dogo. It's luck. We need to. You see that beautiful house? I'm going to show you when we get there. So anyway, I totally want to understand that we are successful not mostly because of our luck, but not because of our hard work, but mostly because of luck. So every time I get success somewhere, I know that I'm lucky. Yes, I work really hard, but I'm also lucky. Uncle Nemye, with those beautiful songs, no jamu muliro, na jamu kubanga man, akasente narisika ako, it spoils a lot of money. Arthur, can one apply to URA to change the color? Yes, you can. You apply and then you take it for inspection and they see that that's the car. And then it's not actually, it's no longer URA, it's Ministry of Works and Transport. And then they accept you. And YouTube pays for your views. Exactly, Dawood. So katinza wano wende okura mu moto kanemvuga amafuta nenteka mu AC. Me, I'm working. So that's why I'm longer in the car. But a typical Ugandan spends about 2 hours in the car. And they're not making money in that car. So what are you looking for? Hey, light bulb moment, guys. I should get comfort. I should buy myself a crown, right? Why? Because I'm basically working in my car. Woo! Light bulb moment. Daniel, the psychiatrist. You guys call it light bulb moment when you get a brilliant idea. Like, is that brilliant for me to get myself a crown? Because I'm typically always working in the car. We need a car that has less vibration when we are on these tarmac roads. Those are the biggest percentage of cars this way. Even the men this way, when they are dreaming, they don't dream to buy a Corolla. They dream to buy Elf. One of my neighbors told me, Arthur, if I get money, I'm not buying Primo. No, I'm buying Isuzu Elf or Mitsubishi Canter. My neighbor is northerner. So he told me, I cannot buy that personal car of yours. No. That is wasting money. I buy Mitsubishi Elf and I sell sand. Yeah. This is the beautiful house I was telling you about. Kako. Really looks nice, right? You guys will have to agree with me. Some people have just beautiful houses. By the way. It's a very beautiful house, right? Beautiful house. And all that land, by the way. Actually, around here, my neighbor was telling me someone is selling their plot of land at 12 million. This is a mainer road than my road, by the way. 101 Someone is selling 12. He was busy. He came with the broker and the broker was busy convincing me how I should buy it and it appreciates in 2 months. But it was a fete. Land doesn't appreciate in 2 months, yet it appreciates. But you can't buy land in July and expect to sell it in September by increasing price by 12. Prime land. Take uncle these days and don't call it $1 cent. Then don't najivako. You can send someone to come and inspect. Land is for people that have a lot of money. White House, yeah. just buy an elf. The reason why me I would not buy an elf is because I'm not an expert in the business of selling sand. Expert. He hasn't yet bought the elf. I don't know if he still wants to buy the elf. Many dreams change. Mweba guy, muna utasegenda basibula. Nze ndabanganza agenda basibula kati. Ndabanganza agenda basibula. Naye ngenda kuyita manyaga mmwe. Naita manyaga mmwe katono katono ntuse waka. I have to solve some domestic issues. Mumisingeza karivasi nga situnudde nayo nze ndi muzibu nnyo barivasi situnulayo side mirror njerere wabango bye wange nga tebaggulawo. How far is that plot to the main road? It's like 500 meters from my home. My home is 7 kilometers from the main road, and then there are two main roads. The Semuto Road, it's 7 kilometers from Semuto Road, and about 10 kilometers, 9 kilometers from Bombo Road. Karivas kawo ma ngoma nye moroka karivas kawo ma ate karivas kawo mera mu moroka ya manyo naira kawo moji manyi. Now about what Dimanyira Tekawoma. Some of that domestic issues, the network with the with the network. A network Vudeco. I Bluetooth Vudeco, so the songs you can't enjoy. But you can go and my songs are on Google. Jawa gonna name vitwali. Asa Karumion naka wangu deka pia UBN. Amina Vic exclusive. Kulika. Karikatia. Tell me how it is. Slim Stoner. Amina. Baba guy. Kamba sibule. Thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:15. Samuel Sise oyo musomesa wange. Oyo musomesa from Smack. Si musomesa wange because nyinzo ba musinga no bufu, but he's a teacher from Smack. Saba ina abagara okubuga benguzi bana bayingire mu Smack. Bangamba benguzi okuyingira yeyo. Yes, Emmanuel Kabale, Chibirango Kosi, Antonio, Charles Sebaduka, Aine Migisha Emma, Daniel Ranga, Sophie Muslima, Mogalasi Joshua, Martha Director Matthew Academy, Kishfero UG, M Musa, Dawood Mununule, Adams, Spencer Chibuka, Ben Kako, Slim Stoner, Mutumba Paddy, G. Steven, Funny Lifestyle, Abi, Council Patrick Asiku, Frank Waswa, Kayongo Vianney, Nick Wabui, Mr. Lucius, Roger Sempija, Jude Kasibante, 25th December, Roman Rom, Common Alan, A.T. Brian. Daddy. Yes? Daddy. What's up?
Daddy, Mommy has gone to go to Auntie Justin's. Daddy, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Fine. Daddy, Mommy has gone to Auntie Justin's home.
Okay.
And are you going to buy medicine for me?
What medicine? What's the medicine for?
But I also cough.
Okay, we will figure that out. Let me finish my business here.
Okay.
You go.
Okay.
Ragnar, go with your brother. The Corolla Cross is currently 154, 800,000 million. Go Slim Stone and go in a center impetitive. OX Router, Mususwa Hanif, Devo King, Moses Adams, Chiza Henry Chris, Kakoza Derek, Mumbere Muganda, It's My Role, M. Musa, Norman M, it's Asiku Patrick Kanso bana ngwa nkwogerako nnyo. William Magezi mechanics najogedde. Questions are for Friday. Brian Emma, Hakiza Imana, Kitoko. Ibanange mwebale kuengaging. Namwe abali mu Kamoli, I don't take it for granted. Even you guys that are watching this broadcast way after it was broadcast, probably a week or a month after, I don't take it for granted that you have watched it this far. Click Films, Editunes, yes, Justice Safaris, Vic Exclusive, Moses Heath, yes, Gonza Anthony. Thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. I'll see you tomorrow in the morning. Kansubire muri stade mwena mwenaje muri, don't drink and drive. Have a rubber if you're going with someone that you don't know. Have a rubber on. It's very important. Akauka kaluma ateka swaza. So tomorrow I'm doing a pre-purchase inspection for someone. So I'll share that experience. Tuesday, of course, is Market Tuesday, so I'll share tomorrow's experience on Wednesday. And also Tuesday, I may be doing a pre-purchase inspection. Both these people have already booked, so I'll share that on Thursday then. Yes. But I wish you a very lovely evening, guys. Don't drink and drive. Kati batabane bange bwengizira yo bagenda kumanya ice cream kati nganyini bagamba twali mu town yatimba kugira ice cream. Mbererawo okuzara kujagana. Anyway, I wish you a very lovely evening, guys. See you tomorrow in the morning. Ciao.